Want to know the top 15 altcoins to flip for profit? Welcome to our deep dive into the dynamic, ever-evolving world of cryptocurrency. In this video, we'll be exploring the top 15 alternative coins, or altcoins, that offer the most potential for profit. If you're new to the crypto space, altcoins are simply any digital currency other than Bitcoin. They offer a world of opportunities for savvy investors. So buckle up, grab a notebook, and prepare to take notes. Now, let's dive into the world of altcoins and reveal which ones hold the most potential for profit. Starting with number 15 on our list, Cardano, an altcoin that's been making waves since its inception. Cardano is not just a cryptocurrency. It's a technological platform that can run financial applications used every day by individuals, organizations, and governments all around the world. The platform is built in separate layers, which separates the ledger of account values from the reason why values are moved from one account to the other. This separation is done to make smart contracts safer. As we've seen, safety and security are prime concerns in the crypto world, making Cardano a hot prospect for future profits. Moving on to number 14, we have Polkadot. Polkadot is a multi-chain platform that allows different blockchains to interoperate in a shared security model. By enabling these blockchains to work together under the protection of shared security, Polkadot aims to make the internet decentralized once again. With its unique approach to interoperability and its ambitious goal of decentralizing the web, Polkadot presents a tantalizing opportunity for those looking to turn a profit in the crypto scene. And now, at number 13, we find Cosmos. Cosmos is a decentralized network of independent, scalable, and interoperable blockchains. It's the foundation for a new token economy. If the Internet of blockchains becomes a reality, it could fundamentally change the way apps, services, and institutions are built, making Cosmos a prime candidate for profit opportunities. The Cosmos network aims to solve some of the biggest problems facing the blockchain industry today, including interoperability and scalability issues. This makes it a promising prospect for those looking to invest in the future of crypto. As we move up the list, the potential for profit increases. Let's see what's next. Now let's move on to number 12, VeChain. VeChain, a blockchain platform designed to enhance supply chain management, is making waves in the crypto scene. VeChain allows manufacturers to assign products with unique identifiers on the platform, enabling participants to track the movement and provenance of products in a supply chain. The potential for this coin is vast, given the increasing demand for transparency and traceability in supply chains worldwide. This demand could potentially drive VeChain's value up, making it a promising coin to flip for profit. Moving on to number 11, we have Chainlink. Chainlink is a decentralized oracle network that aims to connect smart contracts with data from the real world. In the rapidly evolving world of blockchain, Chainlink is a vital bridge between on-chain and off-chain systems. As blockchain technology finds more applications, the need for such bridges will only increase. Chainlink is therefore in a unique position to profit from this trend, making it a coin to watch. Finally, at number 10, we have Stellar. Stellar is a platform that connects banks, payment systems, and people. It's designed to move money quickly, reliably, and at almost no cost. One of Stellar's unique features is its consensus protocol that provides faster, cheaper, and more energy-efficient transactions than typical proof-of-work systems. With the increasing need for efficient cross-border payments, Stellar could be a game-changer. Its potential to disrupt the remittance market positions it as a potentially profitable coin to flip. Each of these altcoins possesses unique features that set them apart in the crypto market. Their potential to disrupt various industries and the increasing adoption of blockchain technology suggest that they could offer profitable opportunities. As always, remember that investing in cryptocurrencies comes with its risks, and it's essential to do your research before making any decisions. Are you ready for our top 10? Let's go. Cracking the top 10 at number 9, we have Tezos. Tezos is a self-amending cryptographic ledger. It achieves consensus not just about the state of a ledger, but about the state of its own protocol. Tezos stands out because of its self-amending feature, allowing it to upgrade itself without having to split or fork the network into two different blockchains. This makes it future-proof and keeps it up to date with the latest technological developments. With its robust and adaptable architecture, Tezos presents an attractive option for investors looking for sustainable profits. Moving on to the 8th spot, we find EOS. EOS.io is a blockchain protocol powered by the native cryptocurrency EOS. The protocol emulates most of the attributes of a real computer, including hardware, and allows for resources to be distributed in an efficient and scalable manner. EOS offers flexibility and scalability that other blockchains often struggle with, making it a go-to platform for businesses and developers. Its ability to handle a large number of transactions per second without incurring high fees is a major selling point. This potential for mass adoption makes EOS a worthy contender for flipping profits. And now, for lucky number 7, Monero. Monero is a secure, private and untraceable cryptocurrency. It's built on the CryptoNote protocol and focuses on privacy, decentralization and scalability. Unlike many cryptocurrencies that are derivatives of Bitcoin, Monero is based on the functionally different CryptoNote protocol. Monero's ring signatures obscure the sender's identity, making transactions untraceable. This level of security and anonymity is highly valued in the crypto world, making Monero a popular choice for investors. Its strong privacy protections could drive greater adoption, potentially leading to substantial profits for those who flip it at the right time. We're getting closer to our top pick. Stay tuned. Moving forward, at number 6, we have Uniswap. A decentralized exchange protocol built on the Ethereum blockchain, Uniswap stands out in the crypto landscape for its innovative approach to trading. Unlike traditional exchanges, Uniswap allows users to trade directly from their wallets without the need for an intermediary. It uses a unique algorithm called automated market making, which sets the price of tokens based on the ratio of tokens in a liquidity pool. This model has proven lucrative for liquidity providers, making Uniswap an enticing option for those looking to profit from the crypto market. On to number 5, Litecoin. Launched in 2011 as a light version of Bitcoin, Litecoin has carved out its own niche in the crypto space. It offers faster transaction confirmation times and a different hashing algorithm. Litecoin's ability to handle a higher volume of transactions, combined with its wide acceptance as a payment method, gives it a strong potential for growth. With its long-standing reputation and solid use case, Litecoin is a strong contender for those seeking to flip altcoins for profit. And at number 4, we have Dash. Short for digital cash, Dash offers a peer-to-peer decentralized electronic cash system, much like Bitcoin. But where Dash really shines is in its focus on privacy and speed. With features like private send and instant send, Dash allows users to send transactions anonymously and almost instantly. This focus on privacy and speed, coupled with its robust governance system, makes Dash an attractive option for those looking to profit from altcoin investments. These coins, each with their unique features and potential, offer intriguing opportunities for those willing to delve into the world of altcoin flipping. But remember, while the potential for profit is high, so too is the risk. Always do your own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. We're down to our top 3. Are you excited? On the podium, at number 3, we have Zcash. Zcash is a privacy-focused cryptocurrency that offers users the option to hide transaction details. This feature has drawn a lot of attention, especially from those who prioritize anonymity in their transactions. Zcash's zero-knowledge proofs offer a unique selling point that could see it gain more traction in the future. However, remember to weigh its potential against its risks. Moving on to the runner-up, Ethereum. Ethereum is more than just a cryptocurrency. It's an open-source blockchain-based platform that enables developers to build and deploy decentralized applications, dApps. Ethereum's smart contract functionality is one of its most unique aspects, which has made it a go-to platform for initial coin offerings, ICOs. Its potential lies not only in its value as a coin, but also in its underlying technology. Finally, at the peak of our list, we have Bitcoin. As the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is often seen as the gold standard of the crypto world. It has the largest market cap and is the most widely adopted crypto globally. Its scarcity, coupled with its popularity, gives it a high potential for profit. However, as with all investments, it's essential to consider the volatility and risks involved. And there you have it, the top 15 altcoins to flip for profit. Remember, always do your own research before investing.